Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. And what we'll do, the first thing on the agenda, we'll do the minutes and then we'll go to Ed Dyer, Tony, right after that. So we can take care of what he has for us. So anyway.
Pass those down for later.
Okay, let's go on the minutes. Only one thing I saw that maybe needs to be clarified, Tony, just a little bit. We all know here what we were talking about, and that had to do with the extension on the culvert, which had to do under the highway. Somebody just looking at it could say, well, did they extend the time or did they extend the culvert? So probably maybe just to clarify, just say extension of time or something, reword that just a little bit differently.
Gotcha.
That's what I would suggest. Steve?
Yes, and then on the building and planning, there was a motion made by, you have Stan, it should have been made.
I changed that already to Steve.
Okay.
You got that, Steve?
It's on here.
Okay.
Okay.
That one I already caught and changed. So that needs to say allow a time extension.
Okay, anything else?
Motion to accept with amendments.
Okay.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that we go ahead and approve the minutes of the last meeting with the amendments as suggested.
You want me to have her print off the corrected one?
That would be fine because we'll have to sign that. Yeah. So motion carries.
Get it to her, if you would. She's going to make that change and then bring it back down and we'll sign it after
That'd be
that.
fine. Okay, Ed?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
We talked earlier and last week before, and the week before about the XOF project, and we've been working on this for a couple of years, actually. Earlier this morning, the county council approved it, and I want to go ahead with the project and pay it all in one lump sum. So I have contracts here for you to sign. I have two originals, so I'd like all four of you, Tony and the commissioners, to sign both originals. So I have a copy for my files, and Ed here can take one with him.
Okay, so what we need is a motion to go ahead and approve the signatures on the contract.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that we approve commissioners signing the contract for EXO.
Let me sign first and I'll pass them down.
I did have a question. Does this put us in line for this year's installation?
What line item are they taking that out of then, did they suggest?
Well, it's gonna be added to the budget at budget time.
Okay.
When Bree gets back, we can ask her exactly what line that will be. We should have an existing line for software.
Right?
I don't know the number right off the top of my head, but Bree can help with that as soon as she gets back from printing the minutes. Okay?
Is that gonna be under your department?
That'll be under mine.
Okay.
Is there a conversion fee from?
Included in.
Okay.
The conversion, installation, training is all included in the price.
Very good.
There's no, 30 days.
30 days. Okay, so we'll notify them right.
And then you're gonna let them play with it this fall?
We're gonna load it later this year and let them play with it along, when they're doing fall
Sometimes if it's hot in here.
November and December, we'll switch to the other.
Okay, so we're going to remember to get that. Maybe you noticed.
I was out for a little bit, so I wasn't sure.
I can tell these.
You guys were.
Gentlemen, Mark brought up a good thing on our current software program, which is MVP. We have a 30-day clause in that contract to notify them when we'll be done with them. And the,
Staff.
and all the service agreements that we have with them. So we want to get them both up and running and be completely comfortable with the new XOL program
Yeah, we don't.
before we're done with
Cut us
the
off
other.
before we're ready.
And we'll be looking to switch to the new XOL program sometime after the fall. Tony and I have been working on this for quite some time. I was still on county council when we actually started the process. And I just want to thank you all for allowing us to get it through, because this is big for the county. Thank you.
Well, it's kind of disappointing when you've got a provider you worked with for years that does not continue to provide support and just kind of basically loses interest, it
I
seems.
even had Kathy, who was close with the girl there at MVP, and talked, and several months ago said, they're looking at other people, you know, and she asked me, and I said, yeah, that's fine. And she basically said, everybody's leaving us, but they don't care.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, thanks, Ed.
thank you.
Okay, Tony?
All right. Excuse me. Okay, let's start off with drug screen claims. And Rex, we spoke to you about this. Our provider does not cover drug screens. And these, after the fire at Golden Meadows, I think it was probably SOP for Danielle at the hospital to automatically have people take a drug screen just when there's accidents or anything of that nature. So that's what happened. However, the provider won't cover that, so we need to pay a claim for $70 to the Adams Memorial Hospital for 2 drug screens. Did I say that correctly, Rick?
Is that the one you've got under claims for Danielle York at 7049?
No, I've got $70 on here.
Okay.
I'll pass this down.
Is that
You guys
even
can
on
look
there?
at it, but thank you, I appreciate it. Might have to make you chief or something. Here's the minutes corrected.
If, is it my understanding that if we have this as, built into the policy, that it could be covered under?
I mean, it's possible.
I don't know.
We may need an answer from Mark as far as anytime, and I know this has come up with Shannon, the new HR coordinator, regarding drug screens. And a lot of companies and so forth, anytime there is anything like that, automatically they're drug screened, and it's, I don't know what policy would have to be created or how that needs to happen, and this doesn't happen very often, obviously. Or at least, I mean, we probably have accidents, but I don't know how often they're drug screened. So that might be something that Mark would need to look at and work with the Human Resources Coordinator to figure out, in the future, what do we do and what are the parameters of it.
Okay, well, for the time being, we just need to go ahead and make a motion to entertain paying that.
I wonder how does the highway department, I mean, have you guys ever had incidents or anything?
Well, as far as, how they pay for it,
Right.
I'm not sure how it's paid. I don't know if it goes through with the insurance claim or what.
No, what's your procedure if you have an accident? What's in your department? If somebody hits something or whatever the case may be, what's your
Well, yeah, if
procedure?
there's an accident or wreck, they are required to, go do the drug screen because that's also part of the CDL.
But they have a line item for it. and-
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. That's how it gets paid for.
Yeah, they
And there
have a
was no line
item
item for Golden Meadows for that.
their CDL and drug screens and all that like on a regular.
I
And that falls
see.
under the Department of Transportation.
So that's a whole different
Yeah.
ballgame. Okay.
What were you going to ask?
Okay,
So move.
motion's been made.
Second.
Seconded, that we go ahead and approve the claim for $70 to the Adams County Hospital for Golden Medals.
All right. Was there another question that Bree was out and I said we'd ask her to be sure when she got back? Oh, it was regarding Xsoft. Bree, they were wondering, the Xsoft software maintenance will be in our budget. Will that go into an existing line? Will we create a new line at budget time since it's not going to be billed till 2022? And we build it into our budget at budget time? Where's that?
We have we have maintenance tax and assessment software, so we'll just put it in that line item.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, next we have payroll claims. This would be paid on 5/28 of '21, and that's in the amount of $317,205.81, 317-205.81.
Okay. You get a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve payroll claims payable 5/28 for $317,205.81.
All right, I think next on mine, I have the animal shelter report. They collected $40 in fees for the month of May. I think I handed that out to each of you.
Yep.
Yep.
Took in 7 dogs, 2 cats, 2 were claimed, 1 was adopted, 0 disposed. Okay, you all looked at it, any questions on it?
Motion to approve.
Okay. Motion's on the floors. Steve, you second? Okay, motion's been made and seconded. We go ahead and approve the animal shelter report for May.
Okay, I'll move on as soon as I put a T in Stan's name here. Oops. I'm having an issue because I don't have my notebook on, I don't have this up on my notebook. It's too low for me. Sorry for the delay. Next is accounts payable. And that is accounts payable, the claims that were paid on 6/9. And the amount is $491,862.06, $491,862.06. And for, a lot of that was IT.
Motion to approve.
Here's,
Motion's been made and seconded. Shall we go ahead and approve the claims in the amount of $491,862.06. Motion carries.
and there's that. Okay, now we have Allied Insurance. And there was a refund, as you'll see when I pass it around, of $10,858.08. What was that? Was that, stop loss?
Stop loss.
Stop loss refund?
And that was actually last week's. And
So-
then this week shows where they applied the credit.
Yeah. So we have under medical, $44,849.52, $44,849.52. Under pharmacy, $40,436.78, $40,436.78. And with the refund adjustment, that brings the amount to $61,120.68. 61,120.68. And all of the information that I just said is listed in all of that. Am I doing okay, Ed? Is this how you did it back in the day?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, good.
Of course, you know, we had feather pins and quill.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think they had that back when Rex was treasurer. Jackson County might still have those.
No, I think they stepped up.
Well, I haven't been there for a while. Okay,
Just a minute.
okay.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Motion's been made second to approve allied claims totaling $61,120.68. Motion carries.
All right. And Ed Dyer is up once again for the monthly treasurer's report, which I just passed out to you. Here, Ed, let me change the camera so we can get you right
It's
on
not
there.
necessary.
You want to get him,
There we go, now we're good.
Not necessary.
Yeah, getting you guys too.
Get his best side there.
That's a lot. Everything's there. We do this by state statute. We have a monthly reconciliation that shows everything, and it's all pretty well known.
Anything you want to highlight?
I am very happy with the tax collections. We went way over what we thought. We had conservative goals, and we topped them big. We're at 98.2%, and we're in the top 3 in the state.
Really?
Collections, yes. So I'm happy.
very good.
We didn't know with COVID and everything what was gonna happen.
You're over the moon.
Just as a side note, in the health insurance accounts that we have, 2 of them, we've got, the reserve is $2,213,796.57. And then the other account that we have is $205,362.61.
We look at that daily. If the health insurance fund goes down enough, and then we
Transfer.
the electronic transfers.
They
Right.
get in touch with us and then we
Yes.
make sure there's
Since
nothing.
your last meeting, we have set up 2 money market accounts where we can transfer, and we're getting additional interest from those. So we are going to be moving some of the money out of the checking accounts with lesser rates into this money market account,
Right.
and we get another 10. So, little bits, but we're getting every little bit we can.
Any other questions, gentlemen?
No?
Okay, I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Motion's made and seconded. We go ahead and approve the treasurer's monthly report. Motion carries.
Rex, we're still on for the L&D Mailmasters thing.
We have you down, yeah,
Okay.
we have you down there, yeah, if you want to get a hang around for that, okay.
Next, we have the clerk's report. And as I said, Rex, he only gave me 3, so if I can get one of those back after you look at it, that'd be great.
Okay.
I have to talk to Jim, tell him we're not having a paper thing where he has to say. Anyway, you have that in front of you, gentlemen. I do not have it in front of me.
You didn't need a copy, did you, Tony?
He did not, he left 3 copies. I made sure the 3 of you got one because you're all important. Mark and I didn't get one. I guess we're not important.
Okay, all got one? All right. He wants this one back.
Yeah,
Okay, any other questions on that?
we are in our own mind.
Yeah. So moved.
Second.
Motion's made, second, that we go ahead and approve the clerk of court's report,
That's the
monthly
monthly
report.
report.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that is all that I have under auditor's report. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Brady, am I forgetting anything? I don't think I am. Shout out to Seymour, Indiana. Always gotta do that. Hometown. Thanks for driving up here from Scottsburg, Ed. It's a long drive. That's all I have.
Okay, very good.
You can't get much farther south than Scottsburg and stay in Indiana, can you?
Go to Jefferson.
Yeah,
Jefferson? Okay.
Jeffersonville, New Albany.
What's the name of that restaurant down there that we need to go to?
Which one?
Larison's
Okay,
in Seymour.
Okay. All right.
They're famous up here and they don't even know it.
Okay, Brad, Paul.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, the first thing we will go over this morning. We've been working on the bridge inspection, countywide bridge inspection and inventory program for cycle years 2022 to 2025. Everything has been tabulated and been gone through, and the winning firm will be Beam, Longest, and Neff.
Okay, so we need to go ahead and have a motion to go ahead and accept that.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion been made and seconded to approve the, being BLN, I'll call him, as our bridge inspector for the next, covering the next 4 years, right?
Starting in 2022.
2022.
Who made the motion? Was it Steve?
You
make the motion?
Steve made it and then Stan second, yeah.
Yeah, the current firm will finish out the rest of this year.
Okay.
And then last week, we opened up for bids for bridge B106, took them under advisement. They've been gone through. The papers that we handed out is the more in-depth tabulation sheet. And good luck reading it. There's a lot of small numbers on there, but that was just everything that was added up, then final number on the bottom. You know, we still have the final numbers wrote down from when we opened them last week. And would like to tentatively award the bid to Judy Excavating.
That was for the B106.
For B106, Judy Excavating. And as we're getting through all the paperwork and that kind of stuff for these projects, we tentatively award until we make sure, you know, of all the funding. The funding's been pre-awarded, we just gotta get all the I's dotted and T's crossed.
And we did get everything, accepted on what I had to sign, so, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we were very fortunate this round.
So we need a motion to tentatively accept the winning bid from Judy Excavating in the amount of $773,112.90.
When you say tentatively, what do you mean?
Basically, we can't just tell them to go ahead and start. They've got to wait until when we're sure everything's in line, and then we tell them, go ahead and start. So it's tentative. They've got the bid. They just can't start the
Gotcha.
work.
So the tentative part is whenever the project is
Yes.
approved to start.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. I'd make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to go ahead and approve Judy Excavating for Bridge 106 in the amount of $773,112.90. Motion carries.
And then just a heads up, last week, we discussed 1200 South. You guys gave us the go ahead and get that going. And I don't remember if I told you, I've sent that information out for bid. We plan on opening bids July 13th for 1200 South.
Would they start this year yet?
It's kind of iffy because, you know, by the time we open in July, there's a lot of the other work going on. So I would not count on it being done this year. I would look more toward next spring for them to finish, or to even start.
I mean, as much as that's washing away, that's not gonna present a safety issue to go through another season.
We have, you know, like we talked before, we really don't know. It might stay there another 5 years. It might be going tomorrow. One big rain might do it, or we keep an eye on it, you know we do. And all the reflector posts we put up haven't moved yet, so, which is good. As long as nothing catastrophic happens, I think we'll be all right till next spring.
So if something happened, would that close that road?
Yeah, yeah, we would have to close the road. Yep. The only other couple things, trying to finish up dust control. So when we do dust control, we do 2 rounds, do an initial, let it dry, and then go back about a week later. And our week later was yesterday. So he got it all covered, and then the rain came. So they were out checking the day to see if, the second coat, we might have to hit a couple of spots, but said it looked pretty good though for the most part. So we finished dust control. Next week, we're hoping to start chip and seal.
Okay,
So,
okay, sounds good, thank you.
and
I asked Brad to come. This came up before, Brad brought it up to you guys, but I don't think that we did an official motion and vote. I don't know how many years, Brad, the highway department's done it, but,
it's been, I know before me, they said it was probably at least 4 or 5, if not more.
and I'm not even sure of the reasoning unless it's to work more hours during the summer when you can be out there.
Get more done if we stay out in the day.
Right.
In that 10-hour day, we can get more done, starting up, stopping, and then on to that fifth
But
day
we
also.
need, to be on the up and up, we need a motion, second, and a vote to approve the highway department for the summer to go to the 4 10-hour days.
We thought that might have been done that one meeting, but
I don't
just to
remember,
clarify,
We
I guess.
discussed it, but, yeah.
I don't know that we
discussed
actually made a vote on that specifically. And I want to make sure I'm doing it right since we have the HR person now.
If it's not in the minutes, then you should, it should be approved for the summer schedule and have that in the minutes. But when we rework the policy manual this year, we'll put a provision in there that states that there's a period of time from whatever it is, from May to September or whatever the months are that the highway department goes to the summer schedule. And that could be put in the policy manual. It's not in there now, but it's something you've just done annually.
Okay,
That doesn't affect anything as far as their vacation days or benefit days. I mean, their days are still considered an 8-hour. I mean, they still have the same,
Yeah, I
Still
mean, it's
40
still
hour
40
week.
hours.
Still 40 hours.
still 40 hours. Yeah,
We just do it in 4 days instead of 5.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, it is a huge benefit. Just, I mean, you guys know when you go out, you get everybody around in the morning and you go out, and then an 8-hour day, you got an hour before and an hour at the end of the day when you gotta stop, fuel up, grease, check equipment to be ready for the next day. Where we're running, a 8-hour period, we can actually run that whole 8 hours.
Yeah.
So do you run Monday through Thursday? or-
Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So what happens if you have a holiday fall on one of those days?
It's just like the other holidays, if we're working a 5-day week.
Okay, so you just take a 3-day week then?
Yeah, yes, it's just like if it was a 5-day week, we just don't work out one day.
So do they make up that extra 2 hours then? Because the holiday's an 8-hour.
No, they haven't yet, and that's something, we haven't had to yet. I guess it hasn't been said that we need to. Some of the guys have
That's
asked.
Otherwise,
that's
they're
why we
only,
need the policy.
they're
That'll
only
be a-
getting
yeah,
30
That's why you
hours.
need the policy.
Yeah,
So they're getting 38 hours that week instead of 40, correct?
I think they're still getting 40, I think. I mean, I've never looked at the actual.
We'll have
Rita,
to-
you know?
You're talking whenever there's a holiday?
Yep.
They get paid for 40, they get a 10-hour holiday, just like if they take a vacation day, it's a 10-hour vacation day.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm almost, if everybody else gets an 8-hour vacation day and they get a 10-hour, somehow we'd need to adjust that out.
And then once they're done their 10-hour days, they go back to getting 8-hour vacation days. It just depends whenever
So if they take a vacation during the 4-day week, they get 10 hours instead of 8 hours?
They have to use 10 hours, yeah.
This
They
is
take a
one of,
vacation day,
this is one of the things on the radar for the timekeeping
yes.
policies as they're being set up. Shannon will be involved in that. Mark will be involved in that. Steve is on that committee. I'm on that committee. These are the kinds of things we will be addressing and fixing and making sure the policies are written so that when we get that timekeeping system working, we hope to have it all the way it should be. And Shannon has already been making notes and plans to, questions over to Mark, I think, already. So it's going to be a process.
Basically, right now, we need to put in the minutes that we approve your schedule.
Yeah.
All this policy and stuff is gonna
It's
come
for
to
later.
us at a later date.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think we need to discuss this part anymore. We just need to put this in the minutes.
Okay. So,
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded, but go ahead and approve the 14-hour days.
all
Okay.
right, and that's all I have to, pretty quick today, really. It's kind of
Okay.
hard not to have a bunch of stuff. to
Hurry
open up.
before they call
Sounds
you
good.
back.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.
See you guys.
Okay, Rick. I was right now.
I didn't write anything down. No. Your turn. Thank you, sir. I got it. You spelled your name wrong, right? We can't go with them, they spelled your name wrong.
Is that right?
Okay, last week I had brought up about our AC unit here in the building, here at the complex, which is, there's two chillers in this building, that's what it's called. For the chillers, our AC units here in this building. At your request, I got a couple bids, different ways here. Last week I presented what we have wrong here is two compressors are out. We fixed them, and then we would have needed new circuit panels for both chillers. And that bid came in at $85,219.23 to fix what we have right now, to get it up and running. What I presented to you today is, and that was from BTS, Building Temperature Solution. This first one that I'll go over with you, I did get two bids of replacing the units down there, or one. And as it is in front of you, this would consist of two ways on this first bid. The first one being replacing both of them and getting updated hardware to run what we have here. Plus, it would also run the courthouse from here and tell us what's going on in the server room, the DMARC part. I have that included into this bid. And that total bid for those two and what I just mentioned was $241,615. The price for one chiller from the same company is $1,443,656. That would be just for the one chiller. If you buy two, it is cheaper to do so. You may ask why. It's because the crane is here. The rigging to get it down in the basement is already here. Those are the two biggest things.
You also may want to mention the alternatives that we looked at, that's been kicked around, versus a repair. The repair of $85,000 consists of two new control panels and two generators, right?
Two compressors.
Two compressors, I'm sorry.
We would have to change out, if we would go that way, there's two circuit boards in each chiller. They need to be replaced.
One is a refurbished one the way it is. It's not really functioning. They just need to be synchronized. They need to be, and each one of those panels is $30,000 a piece.
Right.
If we would just fix what we have and say the other one would go out for whatever reason, we'd have to replace that. We can't reuse those circuit panels. That would be throwing good money at bad, in my opinion. That'd be $60,000 just gone.
Right, so if a chiller goes bad in 2 years, we've wasted, so to speak, $60,000
Exactly.
in that.
Um,
And we talked about replacing for compressors,
Yes,
because that's a set
yes.
for one chiller. That's not gonna work because the refrigerant is different.
The refrigerant, which is
So if we
different.
spent $48,000 for 4 compressors, that would be good money after bad, so to speak, if we had a problem.
That's exactly right.
We also looked at the price of, these are two 65-ton. Currently, we got two 60-ton chillers.
That's correct.
We also priced or looked at one unit that would be a 120-ton chiller, which wouldn't work because we don't have the physical capabilities of utilizing that, putting it, installing it,
That's
and
also,
so on, so.
yes. You do have another, bid that I presented to you. I may have given my last one out.
Kurt Mechanical,
Yes.
total base bid was, for the two was $265,777.
Do you?
The one unit would be $158,022.
Yes.
So both of them are, higher than BTS. Both of the units quoted are identical.
Yes.
So in addition to, if we would do 2 new chillers, in addition to that, we are adding the software that you could control everything from this location or remotely,
Right.
and that would include the courthouse.
Yeah, and then you would no longer, that system would be universal. In other words, we could have anyone come in and work on it. Wouldn't have to be these two companies, whichever one we may or may not go with here. Schindler would be out of the equation of it to work on that, upgrade it. I thought it only made sense to have that in this bid if you even
Right.
go that route.
Yeah,
You would also be able to control the Mitsubishi units.
That's correct,
yeah,
yes. And it would give out signals if it would go down or whatever, the moisture content is right in there. It would go right mobily, it would go right to our phones, IT, myself.
And that is probably the most sensitive room with the most sensitive equipment in the whole building. So if we had
Running your account.
remote controls and alarms for that room and those units, that would be huge.
Yes.
Well, I think, with this building, whatever we do in the future with courthouse or probation or whatever, we've got a long-term commitment to this building regardless. So I think to put patchwork on some of this equipment would be, like Rex said, throwing good money after bad. So. So I guess I would be in favor of, looks like the BTS has the better bid, and you said they were the ones that have worked on our equipment currently and are familiar with it.
They are the ones that installed what we currently have 26 years ago. They put that in.
So if we replace the 2 chillers, we would have new control panels, new chillers, new compressors, and software. And so that would be the long-term way to address this without trying to patch it together. So I guess I would be in favor of going that direction.
I need to research since we've got the amount is depending on what you do, but you're over, I've got to research the threshold amount on what you can spend on equipment without doing sealed bids, so
Do we need another quote, Mark?
possibly. So let me check here. But you can take these under advisement.
Okay. Make a motion to take it under advisement, Stan, so Mark can research it.
Yeah,
We'll have to
sure.
have
Yep.
Can we have a decision by next week?
Yeah, let me see what I'm looking right now. It's not
Because we'll have to act on this fairly quick. We are operating under one chiller right now.
Yeah. What is happening now is we have one chiller that is running, but it's running nonstop.
Right.
Usually it runs occupied, unoccupied. But I've kept it on, I've shut the other one down just to try to see if it gets really, really hot. We can run it and turn it on, but it may last 2 days.
Actually, Bree would appreciate that,
Yeah.
right? She likes the heat, I guess.
Yeah.
I hate freezing.
But we are running on one chiller 24/7.
Being as we're in June and the time frame is already fairly urgent, what can we do from a standpoint? Mark, do you think we would have to have sealed bids or just a third bid?
That's what I'm trying to figure
That's what I
out
was trying to
because
figure out. So,
they've changed the threshold on that. There's a difference between public construction and then purchasing of supplies, which the definition of supplies includes equipment.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm looking at.
okay, well, motion's been made and seconded, right? Okay, to take it under advisement. If you find out something before we end this meeting, then we can open that back up. Is that okay? Okay.
That's all I have.
I think you covered enough. Thanks a lot, Rick. Appreciate your work on that. Been a lot of research done. Mr. Dyer.
Thank you, Rick. Last week and the week prior, we talked about L&D Mailmasters Service, which is a firm, a vendor that would print and mail our tax bills. Many counties throughout Indiana uses this firm. There are a couple different firms. I've investigated both of them. These people have been around 38 years. They're in New Albany, Indiana. I was in New Albany yesterday and visited this campus, and it's just amazing. They have 3 big buildings, 180,000 square feet in 3 buildings, and they run it, they do everything. They even have a post office in the building, so when they're done printing them, mailing them, putting them in the tubs, they take it over to the post office, which is in their building, and they handle it from there. So they have quite a few different back and forth proofing things. They work with the DLGF. They take care of all that. Bottom line is, the money is very close to what we are currently paying to do them in-house. I don't think it's the right thing for my girls to do, is to be stuffing and mailing envelopes when the technology is out there to be able to do this for us at close to the same cost. I don't know if it's gonna be a little higher or a little lower. I think we're gonna actually save money, but it's gonna be close. I do have an updated estimate that you had asked me for, from the previous estimate for this year, it went up $202. But with that, we got brown craft envelopes, so we'll stay with the same envelopes, basically, that we used before. I even have that in 2 colors to help differentiate stuff. But what I'm asking is not to change permanently, let me try it 1 year. If it works, which I am fully confident it will, we can go forward from there. If it doesn't work, we have too many problems, I'll go back to doing it the way we're doing now. But I firmly believe that this is a good thing. This technology has improved with printing. And the reason we need to make a decision today is because I'm switching part of my budget to the commissioners. I'm eliminating the part-time help, $6,000 of part-time help that I won't need for the spring part. So I'm cutting that in half. And then that with the postage that we already pay, the total bill, total estimate, $12,623.82. I'm going to go with it. Ask for approval.
Well, the company's been in business a long time, because I had talked to them back when I was treasurer. And that would have been probably 2008 when I talked to them. So they've increased their presence in the state since then.
Very highly regarded in the state. Most of the state is using them. And there's only 5 counties out of 92 in Indiana that do it in-house. Everybody's going to these vendors. Because they do great work.
Well, Rex, you previously served as treasurer, so you obviously got more insight into this. I guess to me, I would not be opposed to having him try it, but I don't know what you think.
I think I was looking, our postage, all the postage comes through the commissioner's budget. So $6,500 worth of postage, I would propose when we go and talk about this, reducing our postage by that amount. And then all the paper and stuff comes through the commissioner's budget also. And that was about $1,900 if I remember. So we actually could reduce paper costs to some extent.
So that would all move into the treasurer's budget?
Technically, yes. If he cuts his part-time help by 6, we cut our postage by $6,500, that's $12,500. And you throw another couple grand in there for reduction of paper costs, so you got your costs covered.
Yeah.
From that standpoint.
Plus this, they do a 5-digit pre-sort, which saves us an additional nickel per envelope.
Yeah, and that's important, because we always had trouble with the pre-sort.
Yeah.
Of returned envelopes and things like that, which you gotta pay for.
Right.
And that's not even the cost that's
Right.
actually
So
built into
this is
them.
one of those, you really can't put a fixed number on it.
That's
because
true.
That differs from year to year. But
Yeah, you wear and tear on our equipment and things like that,
I
so.
think we'll save money, plus 3 weeks of pulling hair out of stress.
Yeah, I mean, I would be supportive of trying it for a year. That would be my feeling.
Yeah.
Technology has certainly changed since I received a quote from them.
I did have a question on what happens with the first page of coupons and the second page of info that matches up to them on how you make sure that it doesn't cause a problem. Well, they print them both together on a big roll, like the big newspaper rolls, and so they stay together all through the process until the very end when they're split down the middle. And then one goes on top of the other, and it goes through this thing that goes fast as lightning to stuff it in an envelope and put the postage on it. To me, it's like a kid in a candy store watching all this stuff. It's pretty neat, pretty neat.
So do you think it'll be better as far as accuracy?
Yes, as far as mailing, as far as, they have, I have a couple samples here if you like, but they have.
I think you'd given some samples out.
I got a few more yesterday, but they have these little QR codes in the corner of them. And it will actually say that this document was put in a parcel with 3 other documents, and it was in this envelope, and they'll have a picture of that envelope. and it got mailed out on this day. So if somebody comes back and says, well, we didn't get that one. Well, yeah, you did, because right here, it'll be.
And do they mail out separate tax billings per parcel? Or do they consolidate it? Let's say I had 5 different parcels.
We
Would I
do it
get,
per parcel, but if we can match them up, we can. And this firm, and put them in one envelope. This
Okay.
firm will automatically do that when we have the same name, address, it will go in the same envelope.
okay,
If, they could do like 4 of these in one regular
one
number
brown.
10 envelope, window envelope.
Yeah.
If it's more than that, it goes in a package envelope. And very same process though. And if it's a big bunch, which we have some people that have a big bunch, they'll put that even into a box. There's some we hand deliver to some of our big customers. They will mail those to me in a box with the coupons rubber banded together, but all in one box. And I can take it to Biggs, I can take it to Fleming, the big people. And that's good customer service. I want to continue doing that.
I used to hand deliver quite a few of those.
Yeah. Well, when they're giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars or more in taxes, that's pretty good customer service.
So Ed's looking for a motion for us to go ahead and put our seal of approval, so to speak, on that project, if there's not any other questions.
Yeah, no, I'd make that motion. Go ahead and try it.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded, Ed, that we go ahead and approve your 1 year on L&D Mailmasters.
Thank you, gentlemen. Very much appreciated.
Okay, is there anything we need to sign for you, or is that?
Nope.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mark Wynn,
Yeah, right there.
maybe should, hey, Mark, didn't see you, I'm sorry. You're quiet as a church mouse.
Proud of me. How we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Again.
Thanks.
Hey, we got
Last
some,
year was a lot slower month, as far as giving out permits. Only 4 behind for the year, but we got 34 less this last month than we were a year ago this time.
Your dollar figures are, commercial construction, 2,570,000. What project is that, Mark?
Dish seeds. They're doing it. Huge expansion.
Well, year to date looks great.
Pleasant Hill Church project is not real huge. And there was an Amish school. Yeah. But the fish seed was 2.4 all by itself.
Okay.
are they doing some processing there too? I mean, is that why that's such a big,
I don't understand what all happens in there exactly, but there is, I don't know. You're on, I know they're going to, the building itself they're putting up today is actually cold storage. It's not, everybody is just gonna be full bins. And there is a tall leg to it that's steel, where they drive in and dump, and pull the seats up and shoot where they need to go. But, other than that, it's a cold storage building.
Must be a pretty nice pool going in.
The pools are insanely expensive right now.
Aren't they?
I don't
My goodness.
understand.
Wow.
Of course, everything's insanely expensive right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. Any other questions, gentlemen?
nope.
I'll need a motion to approve the report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded, and we go ahead and approve the Adams County Building and Planning Report for the month. Motion is carried.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Mark, appreciate it. Okay, Mark, you're up. Yeah.
We're not gonna do it, it's gonna probably be in 2 weeks, because we're gonna get to the budget and employee evaluations. And we're gonna discuss that. I need to come up and talk to you a little bit.
Okay, all right, good.
Okay, so we've got the final purchase of right-of-way for County Road 700 South. This is down in Bern, and this is for the property at the corner of 700 South and US Highway 27. It's be on the south side. It's Elmer and Lizzie Schwartz, and so we had an appraisal on this, and we sent an offer out. This one's more than all the others because there's a substantial setback taking here. The existing right-of-way is 40 feet, but this right-of-way is going another 10 feet then into their property, and so there were some setback damages. The total appraisal, we had a right-of-way appraisal for this, and so that would be what we would, if we were unable to agree on this, then we would file it with the court, and we would have to go to try to obtain this. That is what we would offer, but they are in agreement. The amount is $31,230 for this right-of-way acquisition, and this is this is one right there at the corner, so that they're widening the approach for 700 South to US Highway 27 to make that intersection safer, and they're gonna take the grade down, and this goes back into their yard towards their house quite a ways, so that is how that came out. Like I said, we had that right-of-way appraisal sent to them, and they reviewed it, and they've agreed to accept that offer. We made that offer probably 3 weeks ago or more, but we need to get this one approved so we get a check cut, and we'll get a deed of permanent right-of-way signed this week and get that recorded, and that wraps up what we need on the south side of County Road 700 South to do both that widening project for 700 South, and also then the sewer district sewer line would be located in that new right-of-way where it needs to be, so it's not under the road or not right next to the road where you'll be doing your drainage. You'll have a new drainage ditch in there. So I just need approval for this one to get this check issued to the Schwartzes, and again, the amount is $31,230. And that's coming out of the highway funds for the 700 South project, which is budgeted and allocated.
Any other questions? Okay, Steve's made a motion.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. We go ahead and approve that right-of-way purchase for $31,230
Okay.
for the 700 South project.
And then I need a resolution number, so this is 12 is the next one.
Motion to go ahead and read that.
Yep, I'll go ahead and go through it. It's just a resolution, so we can cover it here. So this is Resolution 2021-12. Little background explanation. Every year, the county has a tax sale. At tax sale, properties that are delinquent in property tax installments, more than 3 installments delinquent, are offered for tax sale. Oftentimes at those tax sales, there are nobody bids on some of the properties, do not receive the minimum bid required. In that case, then the county acquires a lien on that property, and the county then can dispose of that property either by having a certificate sale, or there is a provision in the Indiana code that states that a county can assign that certificate to another political subdivision. In this case, the city of Decatur is interested in this property because it's abandoned and it's dilapidated, and they want to try to clean it up. And nobody's done anything with it for years. And so they are interested in the county assigning this to the city of Decatur. Then they'll take it over. They'll most likely demolish the structure and then get it back on the market, and probably it'll be sold and go back on the tax rolls, because right now it's not collecting taxes. This will get it back on the tax rolls after they get it cleaned up. So if you agree to this assignment, then that starts the clock running. They'll send out notices to the owner of the property. The owner will have 120 days from the date of the assignment to either bring the taxes current and redeem the property, or then it belongs to the city. So this is a good process to clean up property, get it back on the tax rolls. The city of Decatur is very interested in doing this, and I think it's good cooperation between the county and the city to make this happen. So this is a resolution. I talked to the attorney from SRI about it and did the research on it and found the code section that provides for this. And we've set that out here in this resolution. And so this resolution is just a resolution approving the assignment of a tax sale certificate to the city of Decatur. It says that Adams County is the holder of a property tax, or holder of a property by tax sale certificate having been offered for tax sale and which received no bids equal to or in excess of the minimum sale price. The certificate, parcel number, and description of that property is attached as Exhibit A, and that is the attached as the Exhibit A is the tax certificate for this property where it's located here in Decatur. It's on Schermeyer Street. And it says the city of Decatur has informed the county that the property is abandoned, seriously dilapidated, and in need of demolition to restore the neighborhood and value of surrounding property. And the Adams County Commissioners desire to have these types of properties back on the tax rolls with taxes being collected. And whereas Indiana Code 6.1.124.9 allows the county to assign a certificate of sale held in the name of the county executive to any political subdivision, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the executive does hereby assign to the city of Decatur all right, title, and interest and lien interest held by the county under this tax sale certificate number, and that's set forth and attached as Exhibit A. Be it further resolved, the auditor of Adams County shall endorse and deliver the said certificate to the city of Decatur upon adoption by the city of a similar resolution approving and accepting said assignment. So the city of Decatur will adopt a similar resolution that they accept that, and then that they'll take it over, and then they'll send out the required notices, and they can apply for a tax deed. Did any of you have any questions about this?
I don't.
So this is one that has been kind of on the city's list for a while. They're wanting to get these. Then there's a couple others, I think, in the neighborhood as well,
Right.
which will probably go up for tax sale this year, and they'll probably do those. But they wanted to try to get the ball rolling on this one, and we did the research, and it looks like this is something that can be done, and that'll help expedite that process. So if you don't have any questions, I just recommend that you adopt this resolution, and then we'll, I've already talked to Tim Baker about it, and I'll get it to Tim, and he can have the city council adopt a similar resolution, and then the auditor can endorse the certificate and get it to him, and the notices can go out. So this is just a process to try to get some properties cleaned up.
So moved.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded, that we go ahead and approve and adopt the resolution.
And I'll
number-
just, I've put it on here. I'll just bring these down to you, and I'll just have you sign
Okay,
these too.
2021-12, Tony.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, Mark, did you see that my last name's spelled wrong? Oh, that's just great. How'd I screw that up?
Well, let me
That's
reprint
true,
it.
you can have that back.
Yeah, I'll fix it. I thought I'd bring that to your attention.
Yeah,
before
you
we
should.
signed them.
How did it's just Kuhn.
Yes,
And I put an E on there. I'm sorry, Steve.
that's all right.
Let me fix it.
Could be worse, could be Mellencamp.
I may have messed that up too, Tony. You better check.
He got yours right,
Mine's right.
I think so.
Can I take your word on that?
I guess I got it wrong.
Because you got it wrong once.
Okay, I'll make that change and I'll print it off here for you so we can get it signed.
So this is just kind of a way for us to help speed things along.
Yep.
Yeah. So you have anything else, Mark? I'll go ahead with,
Nope, that's it.
anything else from the public? Okay, so as soon as Mark gets that changed, we'll go ahead and sign it. We can go ahead and, Mark, if you don't have anything, we can go ahead and adjourn then.
Yep, you can.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
were you going to not adjourn and discuss your budget? Or you not going to?
What about, I thought we were going in an executive session, are we?
You can't do that in executive
Can't
session.
discuss
okay,
budgets in
okay.
executive.
So
You
you
can
want to do
just-
the you want to do the budget now then?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine. Did you gentlemen bring your budget sheets?
I don't think there is an executive session code that you can use.
No, it's not.
Okay, I got Bree, and I think, looking at the beginning here, we got elected officials, and we got payroll taxes, and we got perf, which you know, I had no idea what to put in there for this year.
I've been told, I told like the sheriff's department to leave it at 60. And then once we get salaries figured out, I guess we'll have to take times what percent. I don't know what to do since they haven't told us how much.
So just go ahead and just leave it open for right now?
Yeah.
Same way with the attorney?
Yeah, because they didn't say what they were doing with attorneys next year either.
Okay, if we could take this line item by line item real
Well,
quick.
we can still budget for our attorney though, can't we? I
They
mean,
haven't said what they're getting as far as raises.
Well,
This would be the wages, this would not be the consulting.
They said just leave it the way it was last year and they will discuss wages at some other point.
Okay.
so highway engineer, same
Highway
thing?
engineer, we can go ahead, probably leave it where it was, don't you think? So 96,960,
I'd leave it there just in case that's what you end up.
yeah, I would say so. So social security we leave open, perf we leave open.
Yeah,
Sheriff retirement, we do not use that line item anymore.
yeah, you guys are gonna have to do that because Sheriff Dan's taking it out of his budget.
So we gotta put it in ours.
It's gonna come back to general.
So do we know how much?
It's 40,
Yeah.
Well, he talked about that this morning a little bit, didn't he? Was that what he was talking?
How much money was he talking?
Yeah, but that paper he
it's
has.
40 something. Like 42 or 43,
It was 42 something.
or is that something different?
Normally 163, but he wants. Hold on.
We should have already emailed you that audit information that we need you to look at it. They're starting that next week, FYI. And I think it was in regards to procedures and policies that may have changed.
What we normally do is.
She highlighted it.
163.
I'm not trying to look
He
at it like that.
suggested we do the 160, which is the recommended county contribution.
Was I getting 43 from? Did he discuss something else that was 43,000?
Yeah, they asked for the additional for that 42,000.
Oh, okay, that's what I said.
I think he's probably.
Imagine me getting something confused.
Oh, that's what I mean, maybe.
I was in a back and forth at the time.
See if he wants to come on, so we have to sit here for 2 hours.
Okay, nobody's replied to me from council.
Hmm?
Nobody's replied to me from council about coming back.
Of course not.
They're all gone now.
There was a third page,
Well,
people.
I don't know. Well,
Apparently a we're gonna have to start standing beside them. Sign here, sign here, sign. Don't take a picture.